Hello, my name is Jason, and I am here today to talk to you about the question I get every single day, which is insurance. When you talk about Turo, the very first thing you think about is, what if my car gets wrecked? What happens when somebody scratches my car? What happens when the curb rash happens? What happens if somebody smokes in my car? What are the different plans, the different deductibles? How does it all work? So I'm going to talk to you about that today, and we are going to be very, very on point with this. I'm not going to screw around. I want you to understand this. So here we go. Number one is you pick your protection plan when you sign your car into Turo. So when you apply to become a Turo host, add your car in there. It's going to ask you which protection plan you want. Okay. Anybody starting out, I recommend, this is what I recommend, doing the 75 plan. Gets you a $250 deductible, and that kind of gets you going. Once you are building your business, you have some money saved up to help with deductible costs, then you can move into a higher deductible plan if you want to. I currently have 4 of my cars on the 90 plan, 1 of my cars on the 75 plan. I have 5 cars. I am growing my fleet, and part of the way I'm doing that is the 90 plan. However, I also understand there is a $2,500 deductible on the 90 plan. I'm going to talk for just a second about those deductibles. We're going to do that right now. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you exactly how to find the protection plan information. When you log into the website, you're going to have your account come up, and in the top right-hand corner, you have your profile picture. If you select that and you scroll down to Insurance and Protection, it's going to take you to the Insurance and Protection page. As you scroll down here, it's going to give you all of the information that you need in terms of what the protection covers, what is all involved. Now, I'm going to try to go through quickly here about the different plans. It is very, very key when you're looking at these plans. You have the 60, 75, 80, 85, and 90 plan on the bottom. The biggest difference, and I'm going to only talk about the deductibles. You're welcome to go into here and do your research on everything else that it covers, but mainly the deductibles right now. On the 60 plan, you have 0 deductible, which means if you get into an accident, or your guest gets into an accident, or a third party hits them and you turn it over to Turo, you have 0 deductible. Okay. It also does cover some other things that the other plans don't cover, but again, we're talking about the deductibles. On the 75 plan, you have a $250, 80, you have a $750, 85, you have a $1,625, and on the 90, you have a $2,500. The main thing that you have to understand is, first of all, you will pay the deductible anytime you have Turo take care of the problem. That is very, very key to understand. If Turo takes care of it, you have these deductibles. So on the 60 plan, if you were to have your car set at $100 per day and you're making $100 on it, you would take home $60. Turo would take home $40. On the 75 plan, you would take 75. They would take 25, 80, 80, 20, obviously 80, 15, 85, 15, and then 90, 10. So I always recommend that you start out on the $250 deductible plan. It gives you a pretty good jump between the 60 and the 75. And if you're just starting out with a typical car, you could probably handle a $250 deductible. I would stay on this plan until you reach about two or 3 months worth out in your payments, or you have about $3,000 in savings set aside as what I call a deductible savings plan. That is what I recommend. You obviously want to come in here, do your own research, look everything over, understand what it covers, and understand how this works. Now, I do have a lot of people say, well, why not just go to the 90 plan right away? Well, you can do that, but just understand, if you have a $500 payment on your car and somebody wrecks it, you have a $2,550 deductible. If you don't have that money, or whatever your car is out for a month, you need to have some savings set aside. It is also very, very important to understand if you turn it over to Turo to deal with the issue, then Turo will get that deductible. Okay? It does not matter whose fault it was. It doesn't matter anything about anything. That is your deductible. And no, you cannot have your guest reimburse you for that deductible. Okay, one last thing that I'm going to talk about right here is this right on the bottom. It says deep dive into protection. Okay, this is very, very valuable, and I recommend you read it twice. When you come in here, it is going to give you information, all of the information that you're looking for right now, including all the deep dive information about the protection plans themselves, what's covered, what these things mean, what is exterior wear and tear, the host take, and so on and so forth, liability coverage, loss of host income. It answers all the questions that you need right in here. Okay. The one thing that I will say a lot of people really, really mess up on is they think that if somebody curb rashes their car or chips a window or something like that, that it's just automatically going to be covered. And it may be covered if you have the proper pictures, pre-pictures and post-pictures of damage, all of the information needed, it may be covered. Again, you have to consider the deductibles. Deductibles are very important because if you have a $300 damage and you have a $1,650 deductible, obviously you're not going to get anything. But in those cases, when that does happen, it is very possible that you can get it out of your guest. Okay, and you can have them pay you directly for that. I've had that happen with some curb rash on my wheel. Guest, I think I had the $750 plan. I messaged the customer and let him know that he curb rashed my wheel, and he decided to go ahead and pay for it out of pocket. It cost him like $150. I think he PayPal'd it to me or Venmo or something like that, which you can do. You can do that in here. However, every single time you want to make sure you file the claim immediately with Turo. There's two options. Have Turo deal with it or work it out with the guest. If you work it out with the guest and the guest agrees to pay, then you are good to go. However, if you have Turo pay for it, then you do have all of the deductibles in play. So keep that all in mind. It's pretty straightforward. Again, make sure you have the proper pictures. That is extremely important. Yes, you are required to have insurance on your car. The protection plan only covers your guest and you when your car is on a Turo trip. Your car is not on a Turo trip 100% of the time, which means in accordance with state law, you are required to have insurance. If for some reason your state does not require insurance, then you're good to go. However, all states do require you to have auto insurance. If you're on your way to get gas, if you're on your way to get tires, deliver the car for your Turo trip, you need to be covered. There are several different providers that do allow Turo. One of them is Lula. Another one is ABI and Liberty Mutual. I've heard some Progressive. Some states are a little stickier on that. If you just have your standard insurance, more than likely, if you tell them you're doing Turo, they will not cover your car. So you want to either deal with that or get a coverage that does allow you to have Turo. Now, the other thing is you must have in your car two pieces of proof. One is the incident report card. Okay, that can be printed out on the Turo website. That has all of the Turo information, including phone numbers, roadside assistance, things like that. And then what I do is I put the required registration and the required proof of insurance in a sealed envelope that says only to be opened if directed by law enforcement. And then I put that there's registration and insurance in there. And I set that in there. I tape the back so it is not to be gotten into. Some people are nervous about people finding their home address and whatever. If you want to redact that information from that, that's fine. You could do that. But to be honest with you, if somebody really wanted to find it, there's a tag on the back of your car. They could figure it out. So anyway, you need to have insurance. Lula, ABI, Liberty Mutual has some Turo friendly plans. So absolutely get that. And then you also have to have your protection plan.